I am excited to be with you guys on today. And I want to get rid of this comment. Give me 1 second here. And I need to know that you guys can hear me. There we go. I need to know you guys can hear me. It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday, and it's Tuesday teaching. And I decided that on Tuesdays, if I am in the home office, we're going to do Tuesday teaching at 10 o'clock in the morning. If not, it'll be in the afternoon. But I wanted to come in and just, really get some really, you know what? I wanted to come in and teach a whole entire story, but that's not going to happen today. What I'm doing today is I am going to give you a teaching on something that is uh, more of a maybe a spiritual lesson, if that's a good topic or a good phrase to use for you. I want you to share this. I want you to share this live. I've attempted to go live on 2 business pages on Facebook, and for some reason, it's not connecting. But that's okay. We'll do what we need to do. The second thing is I want you to, if you are following me on Haps, please share this with others, as well as if you're not following me on Haps, subscribe to the channel now. I am also live on YouTube, and you know what? I never get a chance to go over and check that. So let me do that real quick. We're not even going to be concerned about the computer because it's doing its own thing. Definitely doing its own thing. So this morning we're talking about we all can eat. And the reason why I said it's a spiritual instructions or spiritual assistance is because there's something about what we do as women business owners, as women, period, that can shut down the next woman. And here's the thing. We always talk about what is available for us. We always talk about everyone, there's a piece of the pie, all right? And when you say there's a piece of the pie, you have to also say, you know what? There's a piece of the pie I don't need. There's a piece of the pie I'm not going to take from my my friend, my colleague, the person I know does this better than I do. I'm not going to take that from anyone. I'm not. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you this way is that many of us will find ourselves, and I have to prelimit this, many of us will find ourselves wondering why our businesses aren't working, wondering why we're having so many different challenges, wondering why we are in the middle of turmoil and lack, when we have to take personal reflection. Many times, and you heard me say this here, many times we have to look at what we've done and find out what, that's where we find out what has been done to us and why we're having so many problems. Okay. And when we can look at what we've done, then we can repent and we can humbly say, I should not have done this. This is not something that this is not something that should have been done. This is not right. Okay. It's not right. And because it's not right, um, we need to humbly put ourselves in the place of, what do I need to do next? What do I need to say next? Why do I need to say it? I'm sorry, that probably cut you off. What I need to say next, why I need to say it, and putting myself humbly in the place of what is next. So let's talk about these things, and we're not going to talk about them in any particular order, because I want you to get this. I want you to get it without having that, oh, let's make a list. Oh, let's do this in points and bullets. I need you to understand that when you decide, and I'm going to be real, when you decide that you want to take off the plate of the woman that has either helped you, or the woman that is sitting next to you, or the woman that, you feel you can offer it to your clients better, cheaper, you're taking off the plate of the woman who just offers it better, who has gone through the experience of doing it, who knows how to apply this, whatever this is, better than you can. But you've made the decision to take the food off her plate. One, can we just use that analogy really quickly and tell you how nasty that is? That's just nasty. How you gonna take your fork and put it over there in her plate? How you gonna take your fork and put it over there in her plate and take food off her plate? How, if it's so much for us, it's enough of us, we can all eat, then why don't you let her eat her food? Why are you over there taking off her plate? Taking her steak, taking her potatoes, taking her salad. You've reached over there and you've knocked over her water. So now her place setting is messed up and she needs new water. You went over there and did what you wanted to do. I'm going to use my coffee spoon as a better analogy. This was in my coffee cup. I put my mouth on this. But because I want what you got, I don't care how you feel. I'm going to take off your plate. That's point number 2. Since we're making points. So let's start this over. 1, why are you reaching over there? Why are you taking from the colleague who can do it better than you can? Because you want to offer it to your people cheaper without the experience of doing it right. Why are you reaching over there? Secondly, why is you taking something you put in your mouth, your hands, your lack of professionalism, your lack of experience? Why are you taking that and taking off of her plate? Because not only are you taking what you have in your hands, which is just for you, it's dirty on somebody else's plate, but it's just for you, so it works just for you. But you're gonna take your spoon and put it in her plate and take off what you want from her plate. You've not only taken what you wanted, but you've contaminated the rest. Let me let you marinate on that. Let me let you marinate on that. You have not only taken and put your nasty spoon, fork, knife, or whatever to remove what you want off of her plate, you contaminated everything else on her plate. How did you contaminate that, Coach Dana? Okay, let me tell you how you contaminated that. You contaminated it because you ruined her mindset. You've messed up her mindset. She's wondering why you did this to her. See, she's strong. Because obviously she's strong because she knows how to apply, do, move, and offer certain things to certain people in her market, if she has the experience to do it, it's on her plate. She's taken on exactly what God has given her to do, but you decided in all of what you want to do to reach over and take it off of there. One, you was wrong because you shouldn't have reached over on her plate. You got what you need on yours. Two, you took your spoon, your dirty spoon, not no clean fork, and you shouldn't take nothing, but you reached over something you put in your mouth, your experience or your lack of experience, your lack of understanding, your lack of everything that you have on the inside of you. You have reached over and decided that, okay, I'm going to take this off of here, but you've contaminated everything else. How did you contaminate it? Let me repeat that. You have changed her mindset because she sat next to you and thought you were the colleague. You were the one that she invited to the room. You were the one that she showed how to do certain things, but didn't know that you were going to, yeah, yeah. See, number one, you shouldn't have reached over here. Number two, you contaminated everything else on her plate. Because see, everything that she does, all of that goes together. But now, you forgot I mentioned that when you reached over there, you knocked her over her water. You spilled her water. So now you've messed up the entire place setting. It may not be any water on the plate, but it's water under the plate. So now not only does she need someone to come over and wipe up the spilled water, I need you to catch these analogies. Not only does she need you to come over and someone to come over and wipe up the spilled water, now she has no water to drink to calm down her anxiety of the fact that the person that she called colleague, the person that she called friend, has just reached over and knocked over her water and stole from her plate. But you said, we all can eat. We all said, we all can eat. Let me say this in a different way. Let me say this in a way that maybe you'll better understand. When you decide that you want to do what you want to do, you show God that you've decided your faith is not enough. You got to put some action behind what you feel, not behind your faith. See, many of you have heard me say you have to put your faith without works is dead. That's what the Bible says. But you've heard me say that in building your business, you have to put some action behind that, correct? So when you put some action behind your faith, your gift will make room for you and put you before great men because you put some action behind it. But when you put some action behind your feeling, you've moved faith out of the equation, which means you not only don't believe that everybody can eat, but you don't believe that what's on your plate is enough for you to eat. So that's why, one, you reached over to your colleague, the person you called friend, and you took your dirty, use my spoon again, you took your dirty spoon and dug out of her plate and contaminated everything else. And number three, you've decided that faith has nothing to do with the faith without works is dead. Faith has nothing to do with my gift makes room for me and put me before a great man. Faith has nothing to do with Deuteronomy 8:18 that says that the Bible, that the Lord gives us the ability to obtain wealth. Faith has nothing to do with doing business until he comes or he returns. So you've decided that I've got to take off her plate so I can eat because I like what she has and I'm going to do it better. That's not what you do. That's not what you do. Mm-mm. That's not what you do. Why is that not what you do? Point number 4. Because you do not want to lose your life let alone your business, because you stole from someone else. One of the 10 Commandments says, do not steal. Let me tell you, the do not steal. Hey, viewers, thank you so much for joining. I'm Dana Williamson with B.A.D, Blessed Anointed Destiny LLC, the original B.A.D Queen of the Round Table. If you are following me here on HAPS, or if you have come to HAPS, subscribe to my channel. I go live 2 or 3 times a week. Basically, I always go live doing Tuesday teaching. I've made some adjustments this year on what I talk about on HAPS, but I also we making some adjustments because that's how the B.A.D brand flows. So I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. If you are following me on at the Royal Court, which is the group on Facebook, make sure you invite some people over. If you find anything in this live that resonates with you, share it with another businesswoman, because we all need to learn from and around each other. This teaching is probably going to be one of the most watched. I am tagging people as I'm talking, so you may have to go back and watch the beginning. So point number 4 is you don't want to lose your life, let alone your business, because you stole off of her plate. We all can eat. It's not if we all can eat. It's we all can eat. I can be a business and lifestyle counselor, in turn, B.A.D Coach Dana. You can be a coach. I can have a publishing company. I have a hybrid publishing company. You can publish books. It's how you do it. Let me tell you something. And the people that I'm talking to the people that, you're nowhere near me. You're not me. You can't do me. But if you are my colleague and you know I do this, you know what? Let me make it personal. I know a few people that have nonprofit organizations, and I know that they do them well. They also have there are certain markets that it's either domestic violence, it's either helping women out of certain situations, or it's helping families. I had a nonprofit at one time. I stopped running my nonprofit. I stopped continuously trying to build my nonprofit. Why? Because what I noticed is I was coaching businesses more so than I was trying to help families get their children into college, even though, their children weren't 4.0 students and maybe didn't have sports or whatever. I stopped doing that because I was coaching women in business. And people know how I feel about kids. And that made me decide that I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do nonprofits. But what I will do is connect people to nonprofit organizations that were either similar or can help them with the particular things that they are going through. That's how everyone continues to eat. You share people. I taught someone that I tagged to watch this live. I taught someone basically how to establish her gifts business. Okay. I have a gifts business, but her gifts business sells jewelry, sells fedoras, and sells a few other things like masks and stuff like that. Now, I sell masks, but I sell branded masks. I sell B.A.D branded masks. If someone needs a regular mask, a bling mask, a colorful mask, I'm sending them to her. I have a gifts business that sells handbags, and actually travel handbags and travel bags, and we're working on travel kits to tie in Faith Bureau of Investigations International Ministries. Hey, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing, dear. But here's the thing. She doesn't sell handbags. But she sells jewelry. And her jewelry is not the Papa jewelry, it's jewelry. So when I know somebody who needs something unique, guess where I'm sending them? Over to her. I know companies who have, or I have colleagues who are have brick and mortar businesses, as well as they have other businesses like direct sales businesses off to the side. Whatever you're doing, I'm sending people over to you. especially if I'm not doing it. Listen, I have a team of folks for send out cards. I'm sending people to some of my team because I know how I build send out cards, but I know how my team is trying to build send out cards. Do you follow what I'm saying? So I'm sending various people over to my team because I know what y'all trying to do. That is what women business owners do who do not have the crab in the barrel mentality. If everyone can eat, we gonna make sure that everyone can eat. I am going to make sure that everyone can eat. Why? Because I am the original Bad Queen of the Round Table. Because I established Bad Queens of the Round Table membership network so that everyone can eat. So that we don't start pulling folks down. So that you don't take over what I'm doing and I don't take over what you're doing. And guess what? We all gonna grow. So point number 4, let me repeat that. You don't want to lose your life, let alone your business, if you digging over in her plate. Let me elaborate on what I mean by that. Not only are we helping each other when we help each other, but God is watching you. See, I'm a faith-based individual. Everything about my business is faith-based. BAD means blessed, anointed, destined. So when I show up as Bad Queen, I'm showing up as blessed, anointed, destined Queen Dana. So when I tell you, okay, when I tell you that I am looking to help women business owners, I'm looking to help you. You're going to pay me, but I'm looking to help you. I don't mean to sound like, I'm being all much or anything like that. I don't mean to sound like I am, really, how you say it, mean. But I'm letting you know that in the end, this is what I'm trying to do for all of us. Listen, because the end time is here, we're going to have to barter with each other. And if we're not helping each other, we're killing each other. See, let's go back to the plate analogy. The more you take food off of somebody else's plate, the more you make them hungry because they're missing something. See, what's on their plate is for them, and what's on your plate is for you. If you're looking at your plate, thank you so much. When you're looking at your plate and it's not enough there, then ask yourself, why is it not enough meat? Don't call me. Why is it not enough meat? Why is it not enough potatoes? Why is it not enough vegetables? Maybe because you don't have enough experience for the things that you have on your plate. That's why it's not filling up your plate. So you don't get to go over there and get her meat. She knows exactly what she asked for. And she might ask for double portions because to whom much is given, much is required. So she asked for double meat. Let me tell y'all something. I go to an Asian restaurant, I believe it's Japanese inspired restaurant over in the mall when I go over to the cigar lounge. And I go over there because they have this, I love their chicken teriyaki. When I order the chicken teriyaki, I order it just like this: fried rice, vegetables, and extra meat. Why? One, I need the meat to balance out the rice. Okay, so I asked for extra meat. So I don't mind paying those extra couple of dollars for that extra meat, but I also know I can handle it. Did you catch that? I also know I can handle it. I can eat what I asked for. When I ask God to increase me, when I ask God to help me, when I ask God to show me me, when I asked Him, He gave me more than enough because He knew I could handle it. If you're looking at your plate and you don't have enough, then you need to be asking God, why does it look like I don't have enough? Why does it look like I don't have what I need to make the money that I want? Here's point number 5. The reason why you're stealing off of her plate is because you feel like you don't have enough money to do what you need to do. And the reason why you don't have enough money is because you're looking at your plate like, okay, I don't have enough to bring in the money that I need. But the reason why you feel like you don't have enough money is because you're more concerned about making the money than you are about building the relationships. and carrying over into the next thing. See, I started as a product-based business back in 1999. I started in a gifts business. And then immediately I realized that, you know what, I plan events better than I do this, that, or the other. So let me move on to events. Those are the things. And I'm creative. I still do creative things. Obviously, I make lip gloss, I make dominoes, all of those different things. But here's the other side of that. I also knew that those things wouldn't sell every day. So unless I wanted to hustle my entire life to sell gift baskets and, candles and stuff, I had to think of something else. Well, you know what? Events. But then I realized it wasn't that I could plan events, it was that I could plan things to help build other businesses. And so almost 10 years, almost 10 years after I started in the gift business, I became Coach Dana. I became Coach Dana. And realized that I wanted to help women to get financially stable, but I wanted to help them build their businesses in order to become financially stable. So see, all the experiences that I went through back in 1999, but actually when I started going through classes, which were 1997, and then my business was established in 1999, brings me to where I am today. Being married to someone who didn't want me to do business at all, but is now supporting someone who is in business only because of the clout she has. Oh yeah, I had to go through that. When I published my first book, and I couldn't get the person that I was seeing every day to congratulate me, and I had to congratulate myself. I had to pat myself on the back every day. Yeah, I know that. I know what that experience is like. That is why I started the publishing company. No, that's why God gave me to start the publishing company almost 5 years after I published my first book, because I know what it's like to do all of these things and do it alone. I know what it's like to lean on the scripture and lean on the scripture alone. I know what it's like to say to a woman business owner, baby, you can do this, even if you don't have 6-7 months worth of income saved up. I understand what it's like when you feel overwhelmed working in corporate America and you know God is pulling you away. I know what it's like to look at everyone around you and think, you know what, they're gonna think I'm crazy if I do this, but if I don't do this, I may lose my life. Let's go back to point number 4. I know what it's like. So I know what it's like when you look at your plate and it's like, I don't have enough. I don't have enough. But then you have to hear God say, you have more than enough for right now. Work with what you have and give me all glory, honor, and praise on what you have right now. And maybe I'll give you some more. See, we are looking at our plate and our colleagues' plate, and we like how she's handling her plate, so we want what's on her plate. But God says, deal with what you have over here. See, you so worried about making the money, you're not even trying to deal with what you have right here, which will allow you to build on you, showing everyone that you are content with what you have, which is also another 10 commandment. When you are content with what you have, God will give you more. When you are content and work what you have, God will give you more. God will show you how to increase that. God will show you how to invest that. God will show you how to be in your business, how he showed her how to be in hers. So if we all can eat, because we can, you're going to take these 5 points, and I'm not going to repeat them. You're going to go back over in the beginning and watch the beginning and come on down to the end here. You're going to take these 5 points and you're going to hear them, eat on them, eat the meat, spit out the bones, and look at what you're doing in your own life, in your own business. And if you know that you want everyone that's looking at you to know that you have become financially stable in the business that God gave you, then you will take what you need and you will apply it the way you need to. And you're not going to be more worried about the dollars than the cents, the spiritual sense. It is time. It is beyond time. Because if you've been doing this for years, honey, you getting fat and unhealthy because you're stealing off her plate, her food off her plate. You fat and unhealthy. And the enemy is patting you on the back and you good with that. And you trying to put God in that. And he trying to tell you, hey, you see this problem you having with your household? It's because you stole off her plate in her business. You see the reason why you having problems in your marriage is because you stole off her plate in her business. And you contaminated the other things on her plate that I couldn't even allow her to focus on that so I could send her husband. You know why you having so many problems with your bank accounts and negative balances and folks stealing from you? Because you stole off of her plate. And while you reached over there, you knocked that water over, which caused everything under her plate to be wet and contaminated and messed up. And you see, you reap exactly what you sow. You sowed thievery over there. So it's being taken away over here. You will never be able to ask for or even receive double portions because you keep taking what's not yours. So again, we all can eat. From our own plate as God serves it up. Take these lessons. And believe me, let me do this slight disclaimer. I rub folks the wrong way. I say things that are just not sugar-coated, and I say it unapologetically because there's two things happening here. One, we have to do business until the Lord comes. Two, the Lord is coming. If we don't realize that, especially those of us that know God or have a relationship some kind of way with him, we're no longer pew members. If we don't realize that we have to get the message, again, eat the meat, spit out the bones, you will lose sight and you will be stuck, not realizing that you have a place to be, not realizing that if you don't get to that place, when end time, when everything in the end time, the turmoil, tribulation, and all those things hit us, you were too busy listening to how the message was released that you didn't get the message, and you're at the end of the line. I know the Bible says that the last will be first and the first shall be last, but the last shall be first if they are prepared for it. Not, I'm showing up so I can get to the front of the line. I'm in the back of this line and I'm paying attention to everything going on so that when God pulls me from the back to the front, I've already prepared for it. Take what you need. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. Share with others. If you find anything in this live that resonates with you, please, please, please share with other women business owners, because besides the message hit me first. And then it has hit all of you. And subscribe to the channel here on Haps. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And join our group, the Royal Court. I'm going to update the description here with the link to join the Bad Queens of the Roundtable Membership Network, because there will be a lot of things that you're going to get there that you're not going to get here. Have a great day.